The Pacific Northwest is one of the most enchanting and naturally diverse regions in North America, yet many of its most magical spots remain hidden from the typical travel radar. With its misty forests, dramatic coastlines, serene lakes, and tucked-away waterfalls, this region is a haven for adventurers and dreamers alike. What sets it apart is the sense of wonder it inspires. Every trail, cove, and overlook feels like a secret waiting to be discovered. So, if you're someone who loves stepping off the beaten path, the Pacific Northwest is full of hidden places just waiting to leave you speechless. Do you know which hidden spot in the Pacific Northwest is home to a secret waterfall you won't find on most tourist maps? Stay tuned to find out. Hidden deep within the emerald heart of the Pacific Northwest, Lucille Lake lies like a secret kept by the mountains themselves. Cloaked in a hush of mist and ancient pine, this remote lake is not easily found. It is whispered about in trail guides and spoken of quietly by those who have stumbled upon its shores. The journey there is no casual stroll. Narrow trails weave through dense, moss-draped forests, where sunlight filters down in golden beams, and every turn feels like stepping deeper into another realm. The scent of damp earth and cedar fills the air, and the only sounds are the distant call of a raven or the soft murmur of unseen streams. Then, almost as if conjured by the forest itself, Lucille Lake appears, still, silent, timeless. Its waters, dark and glassy, hold reflections that seem almost too vivid to be real. Towering firs leaning over the surface, clouds drifting like whispered dreams across the sky. And sometimes, if you watch long enough, a ghostly ripple tracing patterns on the water with no visible cause. Local legends speak of the lake as a place where the veil between worlds is thin, where the spirits of the forest linger and the ancient wildness of the land breathes close to the skin. Have you ever stood somewhere so untouched, so wrapped in mystery, that you felt you had crossed into another world without even realizing it? Around the lake, nature stands untouched and eternal. Fallen logs draped in moss stretch into the water like green fingers. Ferns unfurl in the shadows, and the rocks are carpeted in velvet lichen. The feeling here is not just peace, it is reverence, as if the land itself is inviting you to step quietly, to listen deeply, to become part of its forgotten magic. For those willing to seek it out, to brave the hidden trails, to trust the silence, Lucille Lake offers more than beauty. It offers a glimpse into the untamed soul of the Pacific Northwest, where nature's oldest secrets are kept safe beneath the whispering trees and the ever-shifting mists. Now, before we move on to the next destination, here's a fun question for you. Which Pacific Northwest spot is famous for its sea stacks rising dramatically from the ocean? Comment your answer below. Shoshone Falls, often called the Niagara of the West, reveals itself as a breathtaking symphony of water and stone, a place where the Snake River hurls itself over jagged cliffs in a magnificent roaring embrace with the earth below. This is not merely a waterfall, it is a force of nature, ancient and wild, shaping the land and spirit of the Pacific Northwest in ways that words can barely contain. Throughout the year, Shoshone Falls holds its own quiet beauty, but in the heart of spring, when the mountain snows surrender to the sun, the falls awaken with an astonishing power. The rushing meltwaters can surge to a staggering 32,000 cubic feet per second, transforming the landscape into a living, breathing cathedral of mist and thunder. More often, the spring runoff brings flows of around 12,000 hutbos, still a mesmerizing sight that sends mist drifting through the canyon like whispered dreams. This dance of water and stone typically peaks in April, when nature's forces align to put on a spectacle unlike anything else in the region. On days when the sun pierces the mist, brilliant rainbows arc across the churning waters, weaving color and light into the roaring tapestry. It is a scene that feels at once mythic and immediate, a reminder of the raw beauty that still exists just beyond the beaten paths. The cliffs that cradle the falls are draped in vivid greens come springtime, and the scent of wet stone and fresh earth fills the air, grounding you in the moment. Visitors wandering the misted paths should come prepared, not just with cameras to capture the spectacle, but with open hearts ready to be swept away by the sheer elemental magic of the place. Shoshone Falls is more than a hidden treasure. It is a living pulse of the Pacific Northwest's wild soul, a place where water, rock, and sky come together in an eternal, breathtaking embrace. If you are watching this, please click the subscribe button in the corner of the screen. It's completely free, but means a lot to us. Hidden away on the misty edge of Washington's Wild Peninsula, Olympic National Park unfurls like a vast and ancient secret, where landscapes shift and breathe as if alive. Here, colossal trees, clad in velvety moss, stretch toward the heavens in primeval rainforests that drip with mystery. Along rugged, brooding coastlines, waves crash against towering sea stacks, and the fog weaves itself through bleached driftwood like ghostly threads. Above it all, glacier-crowned peaks pierce the sky, their silent majesty reflected in the clear waters of alpine lakes. Spanning nearly 1 million acres, Olympic National Park is a realm of astonishing contrasts, a place where ecosystems collide and coexist in breathtaking harmony. It shelters more than 60 named glaciers, carves its way through 3,000 miles of rivers and streams, and embraces 70 miles of pristine, untamed coastline, untouched by development. With 64 trailheads beckoning wanderers and 16 campgrounds inviting dreamers to linger beneath the stars, every path here seems to lead into another world. In a single day, you could find yourself walking beneath cathedral-like canopies of ancient spruce, ascending rocky spires that scrape the clouds at over 8,000 feet, and wandering beaches littered with the relics of the sea. The park reveals itself in 4 distinct realms: the fierce, salt-sprayed Pacific shores, the high alpine heart where meadows bloom against a backdrop of snowfields, the emerald embrace of the temperate rainforests, and the rugged mountains of the east, where trails wind along ridges lost to the sky. Established officially as a national park on June 29, 1938, and later crowned a UNESCO World Heritage Site and Biosphere Reserve, Olympic stands not only as a sanctuary of beauty, but as a guardian of ancient life. In 2023, it welcomed 2.9 million souls, each leaving with a piece of its quiet magic stitched into their memory. In every corner of Olympic National Park, the wild still reigns, whispering to those who dare to slow down, to listen, and to lose themselves in its timeless embrace. In the foggy embrace of Washington's Olympic Peninsula lies the Hoh Rainforest, a dreamscape where time seems to slow down and nature reigns in quiet splendor. The Hoh Rainforest is on the western side of the Olympic National Park in Washington State, 45 minutes from Forks and 2 hours from Port Angeles. The Hoh Rainforest is a rare jewel, the only surviving natural rainforest of its kind in the United States, and it welcomes visitors year-round into its verdant arms. Here, the sky often wears a silvery veil, as the forest drinks deeply from the heavens, receiving an astonishing 12 to 14 feet of rain annually. Wild Pacific storms roll in from the coast, their winds weaving through the emerald canopy, nourishing an undergrowth thick with ferns, mosses and lichens that seem to glow with an otherworldly green. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Hoh Rainforest protects some of the tallest and oldest trees on Earth. Ancient Sitka spruces, western hemlocks, and Douglas firs stretch upwards, many soaring beyond 300 feet, their roots anchored in a world carpeted by moss and mystery. Some trees here are centuries old, silent witnesses to a time long before roads and towns crept into the landscape. Wandering through the Hoh is like moving through a living cathedral, where the sunlight filters down in dappled gold, and the air carries the rich, damp scent of earth and growth. Trails like the Hall of Mosses and the Spruce Nature Trail invite you to lose yourself among twisted roots, dripping branches, and the quiet symphony of the forest's breath. Of the 4 temperate rainforests within Olympic National Park, the Hoh stands as the most beloved, a true wonder where life flourishes in breathtaking abundance. Every step taken under its moss-laden branches feels like a gentle crossing into the hidden, untouched heart of the Pacific Northwest, a place where magic still lingers in the air. Carved by the patient hands of time, the Snake River Canyon is a deep and breathtaking scar upon the land, a reminder of the wild, untamed forces that shape the Pacific Northwest. The Snake River winds gracefully through ancient basalt lava flows, weaving a path through a canyon that stretches over 50 miles, adorned with 2 majestic waterfalls and an endless array of crystalline springs whispering along its walls. The canyon feels like a hidden sanctuary, where rugged cliffs and golden plateaus meet the cool, murmuring waters below. It is a haven for those who seek both adventure and tranquility, with fishing lines cast into shimmering pools, hikers tracing dusty trails along the rim, and boats drifting lazily through the quiet heart of the river. The history of this place is written not just in rock, but in fire and water. Nearly 4.5 million years ago, the land here was born in firestorms of volcanic fury, laying down the rich basalt that now forms the canyon's rugged bones. Then, 15,000 years ago, the cataclysmic Bonneville flood, one of the largest known floods in geologic history, surged across the landscape, carving deep into the earth and reshaping it into the majestic canyon we see today. Over countless millennia, the land softened around its scars, and today a delicate ecosystem thrives here, home to rare plants and wildlife found only in this corner of southwestern Idaho. Driving the Snake River Canyon Scenic Byway is like weaving through a living tapestry, a place where the timeless rhythm of nature still sings across the stone and sky. In this hidden world, every ripple on the river, every breeze brushing the canyon walls, carries with it a story of creation, destruction, and enduring beauty, a silent song that waits for those willing to listen. In the far reaches of southern Alaska, where the mountains plunge into the sea and ancient ice meets the restless tide, lies Kenai Fjords National Park, a realm of raw, breathtaking beauty still untouched by time. Colossal glaciers descend from one of the largest ice fields in North America, their frozen rivers whispering tales of millennia past. In this otherworldly landscape, adventure and wonder lie in wait at every turn. Unlike many parks, where winding roads deliver you from viewpoint to viewpoint, Kenai Fjords demand something more intimate, more soulful. To truly know this place, you must lace up your boots and hike the rugged trails that weave through forests and across moraine fields, or slip into a kayak and glide silently past towering walls of ice that groan and crack under their own ancient weight. Most of this park is a world of ice and water, ephemeral, shifting, alive, and that is precisely what makes it so enchanting. It is not a place you merely visit, it is a place you feel deep within your bones. It asks you to be present, to move with it, to listen to the stories sung by the wind and whispered through the icy corridors. The Heceta Head Lighthouse stands as a historic beacon, soaring 56 feet tall, with a light that can be seen from up to 24 miles away, making it the most powerful lighthouse on the Oregon coast. The striking white brick and stone structure rests atop a 1,000-foot cliff, overlooking the crashing waves of the Pacific Ocean below. This iconic lighthouse is one of 11 along the Oregon coast, located at the Heceta Head Lighthouse State Scenic Viewpoint, situated 12 miles north of Florence and 14 miles south of Yachts. The land surrounding the viewpoint has long been inhabited by the region's indigenous tribes, who relied on its rich resources for hunting and fishing. The first European to explore this area in the late 18th century was Spanish navigator Bruno de Heceta, who lent his name to the headland. European settlers began arriving in 1888, coinciding with the U.S. Lighthouse Service's approval to build Heceta Head Light. A crew of 56 workers helped construct the lighthouse, transporting materials by wagon from Florence or by boat when tides and weather permitted. By 1893, the lighthouse and its keeper's quarters were complete. In 1963, the light was automated, and it continues to shine, visible 21 nautical miles offshore. The keeper's quarters, now a historic bed and breakfast, offers 6 charming rooms decorated with antiques, providing guests with a one-of-a-kind experience. Heceta Head Scenic Viewpoint is a serene location, perfect for taking in the spectacular coastal views, watching sea lions frolic in the surf, or simply visiting the lighthouse after exploring the nearby sea lion caves. For those who visit in May, there's the chance to witness migrating gray whales passing close to the shore during their seasonal journey. What if you could step into a world where towering trees touch the sky, glaciers slowly carve their path through mountains, and wildlife roams freely in a pristine wilderness? Tongass National Forest offers that and so much more, inviting you to explore its breathtaking landscapes. Stretching over 500 miles through the breathtaking Inside Passage region of Alaska, Tongass National Forest is a living, breathing testament to the wild beauty of the Pacific Northwest. This vast expanse of untamed wilderness weaves together dense, verdant forests, dramatic coastlines dotted with islands, and majestic waterfalls cascading down from towering peaks. Tidewater glaciers descend from the mountains, carving their path through the landscape in an awe-inspiring display of nature's power and beauty. As the largest intact temperate rainforest in the world, the Tongass is not just a sanctuary of natural wonder but a vital ecosystem teeming with life. It is a place where the past and present intertwine. The forest's name pays homage to the Tongass clan of the Tlingit peoples, who have called this region home for millennia. Together with the Haida and Tsimshian peoples, the Tlingit have long shared their deep connection to the land and sea, ensuring the protection of this sacred space. Today, over 70,000 people reside in 32 communities spread across southeast Alaska, including the state's capital, Juneau. The forest itself covers more than 11,000 miles of coastline, preserving not just the physical beauty of this region, but also its rich cultural heritage. The Tongass National Forest is a true jewel, an untouched paradise that invites explorers, adventurers, and nature lovers to lose themselves in its endless wonders. It is no wonder that this forest, which is as old as the mountains it encompasses, continues to captivate all who venture into its wild heart. Ready to uncover the secrets of this magnificent forest? Let it reveal its wonders to you. Deception Pass Bridge, standing as a breathtaking architectural marvel, spans the narrow strait between Whidbey Island and Fidalgo Island in Washington state, connecting the two islands with dramatic views that captivate all who cross. Completed in 1935, this historic bridge is not only an essential transportation link, but also one of the most photographed and iconic landmarks in the Pacific Northwest. With its striking Art Deco design, the bridge rises 180 feet above the swirling waters of Deception Pass, offering sweeping vistas of the turbulent tides and the surrounding forested cliffs. The bridge is 28 feet wide, with two sidewalks on either side of the road that almost always have people walking on either side. In either direction, there is an amazing view, and if you are the driver, you'll be fighting the urge to look at the view or watch the road. The deep blue waters below are often dotted with boats navigating the pass, adding a sense of scale to the grandeur of the structure. The bridge is part of the larger Deception Pass State Park, a lush expanse of wilderness that offers numerous hiking trails, beaches, and scenic viewpoints. The bridge's name, Deception Pass, carries with it a sense of mystery. Its deceptive calmness from afar hides the powerful currents beneath that have long posed a challenge to sailors navigating these waters. So, why not take a moment to experience the awe-inspiring Deception Pass Bridge for yourself? Idaho Falls, once known as Eagle Rock in the 19th century, is a charming city nestled in southeastern Idaho, with the Snake River winding gracefully through its heart. The city's name comes from the artificial waterfall created in the 1890s for a hydroelectric plant, a striking feature that remains central to its identity today. Visitors are drawn to the natural beauty that surrounds Idaho Falls, especially the renowned Idaho Falls River Walk, a peaceful 5-mile path that meanders along both banks of the river, offering stunning views of the waterfall and the city itself. But the charm of Idaho Falls extends beyond its riverside paths. Downtown, a blend of history and culture awaits, with stately historic buildings, cozy independent eateries and local shops that lend the area a warm, welcoming atmosphere. Museums and vibrant community events give a deeper sense of the town's rich past and its thriving, lively present. Tucked away on the outer coast of Alaska's Inside Passage, where the sea meets the rugged wilderness, Sitka is a town that feels like a quiet secret, waiting to be discovered. Surrounded by the vast, emerald expanse of the Tongass National Forest, this serene corner of the world is where the whispers of history echo through the trees. The town's unique charm arises from the harmonious blend of its Russian and Tlingit past, creating a rich cultural tapestry that seems to weave through every building, every street, every breeze that sweeps through the landscape. It was here, in this tranquil setting, that the fateful transfer ceremony took place. The moment when Alaska passed from Russian hands to the United States, a pivotal chapter in the story of the land. Sitka's remote location, accessible only by air or sea, adds to its sense of timelessness, as though it is suspended between history and nature, untouched by the rush of modern life. In this lush, untamed corner of the world, nature thrives in its purest form. The shimmering waters off Sitka's shores are home to playful sea otters, their sleek bodies gliding effortlessly through the waves. Above, bald eagles soar, their keen eyes scanning the land and sea for their next meal, while the dense forests conceal black bears, roaming quietly through the underbrush in search of food. The sights and sounds of these magnificent creatures, each one a symbol of the wildness that defines Sitka, remind you that you are in a place where the animal kingdom lives and breathes, alongside the ancient forests and mountains. Tumalo Falls stands as a mesmerizing testament to nature's grace, offering a serene escape just beyond the city's reach. Fed by the gentle yet steady flow of Tumalo Creek, this waterfall is more than just a visual delight. It is a lifeline to the surrounding land, providing irrigation to local farms and feeding Bridge Creek, a vital source of drinking water for the city of Bend. The creek itself, with its crystal-clear waters winding through the landscape, invites admiration and tranquility, a perfect prelude to the grandeur of the falls that lie ahead. At 97 feet tall, Tumalo Falls captivates with its imposing beauty. It is a place that invites you to pause, to breathe, and to absorb the deep natural energy that hums through the landscape. Tumalo Falls is undoubtedly the crown jewel of Tumalo Creek, a majestic waterfall whose presence is as awe-inspiring from afar as it is up close. Tumalo Falls remains a year-round wonder, enchanting visitors in every season. In the winter and spring, the waterfall is surrounded by a delicate veil of snow and ice, creating a scene straight out of a winter fairy tale. But even in the heat of summer, when many waterfalls begin to lose their vigor, Tumalo Falls continues to flow with strength and energy, its waters still crashing and thundering against the rocks. No matter the time of year, this sacred space offers a chance to reconnect with the untamed beauty of the Pacific Northwest. At the farthest edge of the continental United States, where the land sighs and surrenders into the endless blue of the Pacific, lies Cape Flattery, a place where time seems to slow, and nature speaks in whispers of wind and wave. Here, cliffs carved by centuries of storms stand like silent sentinels over waters so clear and teal, they seem almost otherworldly, shimmering beneath the ever-shifting sky. To reach the viewpoint, you must wander down a gentle trail that winds through a moss-draped forest, where ancient trees arch overhead, and the air hums with the soft music of unseen birds. The path itself feels like an invitation, a slow unfolding of wonder, making it accessible and welcoming to travelers of all ages. With each step, the ocean calls a little louder, until you finally emerge onto wooden platforms that reveal one of the most breathtaking panoramas the Pacific Northwest has to offer. On clear days, you might catch sight of gray whales gracefully breaking the surface offshore, their dark backs glistening in the sun. Look closer, and you may spot sea lions basking lazily on the craggy shoulders of Snake Rock, their barks echoing across the water toward Tatoosh Island, where the historic Lighthouse still keeps watch over the restless sea. Rising like a solitary sentinel from the rolling hills of southern Oregon, Pilot Rock is a sight that stirs both wonder and reverence. This ancient volcanic plug, standing nearly 570 feet above the surrounding landscape, has watched over the Rogue Valley for millions of years, its rugged silhouette etched permanently against the sky. Long before settlers came, indigenous peoples knew this landmark well. It was a beacon, a guidepost, a presence woven into their stories. To approach Pilot Rock is to walk through whispering forests and sun-dappled meadows, where the wind carries the earthy scent of pine and sage. The trail to its base is steep but rewarding, offering glimpses of sweeping vistas at every turn. Pilot Rock is more than a landmark. It is a testament to resilience, standing proud through storms, fires, and the slow, patient carving of the ages. From the U.S. Forest Service's website, Lolo is located in west central Montana and encompasses 2 million acres. Tucked between some of the American West's greatest icons, Lolo lies about 5 hours northwest of Yellowstone, 3 hours southwest of Glacier, and only an hour's drive from the spirited streets of Missoula. Its rugged boundaries brush against the Idaho border and the sacred grounds of the Flathead Indian Reservation, blending wild nature with deep-rooted history. Here, the seasons tell their stories in bold, dramatic strokes. Summer, brief and brilliant from June through August, awakens the forest trails, rivers, and mountain meadows. Under a sun that lingers long in the sky, hikers roam beneath cathedral-like canopies, anglers cast lines into crystalline waters, and families camp under a dazzling canopy of stars. You might find yourself fishing in clear, cold rivers, wandering through flower-strewn meadows, photographing moody mountain peaks, or simply soaking in the deep, grounding solitude. and let Lolo remind you how vast and beautiful stillness can be. On the serene shores of Whidbey Island, cradled by the gentle tides of Penn Cove, lies the historic town of Coupeville, a place where time seems to sway with the rhythm of the sea. Founded in 1881, Coupeville is the second oldest town in Washington state, yet it still carries the tender, unhurried spirit of its earliest days. Salt-laced breezes curl down weathered streets, lined with heritage buildings, each whispering tales from another era. The town's beating heart is its waterfront, a tapestry of bobbing boats, quaint shops, and the time-worn Coupeville Wharf, built in 1905. Once bustling with the commerce of the sea, the wharf now invites visitors to linger over a warm cup of coffee, browse local artisan crafts, or rent a kayak and drift along the cove's shimmering waters. Coupeville's spirit is further enriched by its deep roots in Native American and settler history, and by the flavors that come from its fertile lands and abundant waters. Unlike the rainy reputation of much of the Pacific Northwest, Coupeville basks in a little more sunlight, its days often painted in soft golds and blues. It's no wonder that many dream of calling this quiet corner of Whidbey Island home, where a population of just under 2,000 weaves a tightly knit community against a backdrop of endless natural beauty. In Coupeville, life slows, the mind clears, and every breath tastes a little more of the sea. Along the windswept shores of the Oregon coast, where the forest leans close to the sea and the horizon fades into endless mist, you will find Cannon Beach, a place where beauty feels as boundless as the tides. Named by National Geographic as one of the world's 100 most beautiful places, Cannon Beach holds a magic that words can only begin to capture. Miles of soft golden sands stretch beneath skies that shift from gentle blues to brooding grays, kissed by the salty breath of the Pacific. Towering above it all is the iconic Haystack Rock, rising like a cathedral from the surf, its flanks home to seabirds and secret tide pools. Every wave that caresses the shore seems to sing an old wild song, inviting wanderers to pause, to breathe, to listen. Wander just a few steps from the cozy heart of downtown, and you'll find yourself cradled by raw nature, where lush rainforests spill down toward the ocean, waterfalls tumble through mossy canyons, and dramatic cliffs offer sweeping views that steal the breath away. Cannon Beach is more than a destination. It's a feeling, a fireside gathering under a blanket of stars, a barefoot stroll through the whispering surf, a slow morning wrapped in mist. Every corner invites exploration. Every moment asks you to linger just a little longer. And as the tide ebbs and flows, it carries with it the timeless stories of this rugged coast. Tales of shipwrecks, of soaring eagles, of quiet mornings when the world feels freshly made. Here, each sunrise promises a new beginning, and each sunset leaves a piece of wonder tucked gently into your memory. Come with open hands and a wide heart. Cannon Beach is waiting to be felt, not just seen. Did you know that Shannon Falls is one of the most photographed natural landmarks in British Columbia? Located just a short drive from the coastal town of Squamish, this breathtaking waterfall tumbles gracefully down a series of rocky cliffs, plunging over 1,000 feet into the valley below. The falls are framed by towering pines and cedars, their ancient trunks standing sentinel over the land, while the air is thick with the scent of pine and the constant rush of cascading water. The water, crystal clear and frothy white, tumbles over jagged rocks, sparkling in the sunlight as it plunges into the pool below. At the base of the falls, the water rushes into a serene emerald green pool, surrounded by smooth boulders, worn smooth by centuries of water flowing over them. Shannon Falls isn't just a place to admire from afar. It invites you to immerse yourself in its wonder. The easy-to-navigate trails surrounding the falls provide ample opportunities to explore the area at your own pace. For those with a keen sense of adventure, a short but steep climb leads to an elevated viewpoint where the falls appear in their full glory. a dramatic cascade of water framed by the rugged mountains that rise beyond. Watching the water crash down into the valley, it's impossible not to feel the pull of something ancient and enduring. The power of Shannon Falls is both humbling and invigorating, a reminder of nature's ability to shape and transform the land. It's a place where time seems to stand still, where the natural world exists in its purest form, untamed, unhurried, and utterly It's a place that draws you in, inviting you to sit by the water, listen to its constant song, and let the serene power of nature wash over you. A visit to Shannon Falls isn't just an exploration of a waterfall. It's a chance to connect with the heart of the Pacific Northwest, where the mountains meet the sea, and where the soul of the land is ever present. Hell's Canyon, nestled in the remote expanse of Idaho, is a place where nature reveals its most untamed and breathtaking form. As the deepest gorge in North America, surpassing even the Grand Canyon in its depths, Hell's Canyon is a magnificent testament to the raw power of the earth. The mighty Snake River winds through this vast canyon, its swirling waters carving out dramatic landscapes that form the natural border between Oregon to the west and Idaho to the east. The land seems to stretch forever, offering a mosaic of hidden beauty for those brave enough to explore it. So, what exactly inspired the daunting name Hell's Canyon? The first explorers to stumble upon this immense gorge may have felt as though they had entered a world that was as unforgiving as it was awe-inspiring. The canyon's steep cliffs and stark terrain, almost barren in places, seemed to mock the idea of human habitation and proved an obstacle to those moving westward in search of new frontiers. But the name, while undeniably intimidating, serves more as a cautionary tale than a reflection of the true spirit of the place. For those who venture into Hell's Canyon today, the landscape offers an invitation to embrace the wild, to experience the kind of rugged beauty that thrives in places untouched by time. With over 650,000 acres of wilderness, Hell's Canyon is more than twice the size of New York City, and it's a world away from the familiar. This expansive wilderness spans the borders of Idaho and Oregon, with parts of it designated as the Hell's Canyon Wilderness. Nature reigns supreme, offering nearly 1,000 miles of trails, each one a chance to connect with the land in its most untouched form. The canyon invites you to slow down, to feel the pulse of the earth beneath your feet, and to lose yourself in the magnificent solitude of this pristine wilderness. Tucked away behind the well-trodden paths of Oregon City lies a secret too powerful to ignore: Willamette Falls. Quiet in its presence yet mighty in spirit, this horseshoe-shaped cascade drops 42 feet in a mesmerizing curtain of water, folding over ancient basalt ledges with a grace that feels both timeless and wild. Though second only to Niagara in volume, Willamette Falls is not a spectacle of noise and crowds. It's a sacred rhythm of the Pacific Northwest, a place where water and stone have danced for millennia. For thousands of years, this site has held deep meaning for the region's indigenous tribes, who knew it not only as a vital fishing ground, but as a spiritual heart of the land. That heartbeat still echoes through the mist. The falls don't rush to impress. They invite you in slowly, through winding trails laced with moss, or quiet roadside lookouts where the hum of the river blends with the breeze. Whether seen from afar or felt up close, the falls carry a presence that stirs something elemental, something ancient. Beneath its beauty lies a story of resilience. Willamette Falls once powered the dreams of early industry with its hydroelectric force, and today, the local community continues to balance innovation with stewardship. Interpretive signs tell of salmon runs, tribal traditions, and the ongoing efforts to restore the surrounding habitat, reminding visitors that this place is both living history and living future. To visit Willamette Falls is to step into a slow-moving poem, one written in water and stone, in spirit and time. It may not shout for attention, but it will linger in memory long after you've gone. Stretching 85 miles long and plunging as deep as 4,000 feet, The Columbia River Gorge is not merely a canyon. It's a living tapestry, a breath between mountains, a passage carved by fire and ice. Over millions of years, ancient volcanic eruptions and the slow, thunderous surge of Ice Age floods sculpted this vast rift in the earth, creating the only sea-level corridor through the mighty Cascade Mountains. The Columbia River weaves its way westward, a silver ribbon threading through towering cliffs and forested slopes, tracing the invisible border between Oregon and Washington. It is a place where sky and stone seem to speak in harmony, where every bend in the river whispers a different part of nature's long memory. On the southern side of the gorge, waterfalls descend like strands of light, 11 of them over 100 feet tall, tumbling from moss-draped cliffs in a ceaseless, graceful descent. They seem less like water and more like time itself, slipping quietly down the stone faces of the canyon walls. Each cascade, whether it's the iconic Multnomah Falls or a hidden vale deeper in the woods, feels like a secret the forest is willing to share, just for a moment. Designated as the Columbia River Gorge National Scenic Area, this land is protected not only for its wild beauty, but for its soul-stilling presence. Only 30 minutes east of Portland, it offers an easy escape, yet feels worlds away. A sanctuary where nature reigns and the noise of the city falls away like mist. The gorge is a place of contrast and harmony. Wind-carved bluffs meet soft meadows of wildflowers. Sunlit vineyards unfold beside shadowy pine forests. High overlooks offer sweeping views, while quiet trails wind low through fern-lined canyons. It welcomes both the seeker of thrill and the seeker of peace. The Columbia River Gorge isn't just a place on a map. It's a gentle call to remember the depth of the natural world and your place within it. Capilano Lake, one of British Columbia's most picturesque bodies of water, remains uninhabited and serene. It was formed in 1954 when the Cleveland Dam was built across the Capilano River, just outside North Vancouver. Today, the lake supplies roughly 40% of the drinking water for the area, which is why public access is highly restricted, limited to a designated picnic space near the dam. Still, There are many scenic spots and attractions nearby where visitors can admire views of the lake. With special permissions, Capilano Lake has even served as a backdrop for several films and television shows. Although the lake itself is off limits, surrounding areas have been made inviting and accessible for public enjoyment. Capilano River Regional Park offers over 17 miles of trails, ideal for hiking and peaceful walks, with certain sections open to cyclists. Multiple bridges span the canyon, each providing stunning vantage points, perfect for photography or quiet reflection. A 5-mile trail also connects the park to West Vancouver, making it a favorite stop on guided sightseeing tours. The park is well equipped with parking, picnic areas, and green space, drawing locals for everything from dog walks to post-work relaxation. Group camping is permitted in reserved dormitory-style facilities, but individual camping is not allowed. Educational programs are offered through park interpreters who guide nature walks, school visits, and group tours exploring the Capilano watershed. The construction of Cleveland Dam disrupted a natural salmon migration route, prompting the creation of a hatchery to support fish populations. Located near the dam, the hatchery raises coho, chinook, and steelhead salmon, both for local ecosystems and to distribute elsewhere. A fish ladder helps the salmon return upstream toward the lake, with specially designed viewing areas where visitors can watch their powerful leaps. The dam itself is a striking sight, with a nearly 300-foot spillway, creating a dramatic waterfall whenever water is released into the gorge below. Far up from the noise of busy highways and bustling tourist towns, there lies a windswept headland where the land stretches out bravely into the Pacific. Cape Blanco State Park is a place the world seems to have forgotten, perhaps thankfully so. For those who find their way here, guided not by crowds but by curiosity, the reward is a sanctuary of solitude, sea, and sky. If Cape Blanco stood along Oregon's more trafficked northern coast, its parking lots might overflow and its trails echo with footsteps. But its remote position on the southern edge of the state has shielded it from the rhythm of tourism, preserving a rare kind of quiet. The coastal winds sing through fields of wild grasses, and the cliffs gaze down upon an ocean that feels ancient and eternal. Rising nearly 250 feet above sea level, the point of the Cape offers breathtaking, panoramic views both north and south, vast, untamed, and dramatic. The Cape Blanco Lighthouse, built in the 19th century and still standing guard, marks the westernmost point in Oregon. Weathered but resolute, it tells stories in silence, of ships and storms, of keepers in isolation, of light-piercing fog. Depending on the tide, the beach may greet you with wide expanses of sand or vanish beneath the waves altogether. High tide swallows it whole, reminding visitor that this place belongs first to the ocean. At low tide, however, you'll find a beach that feels like your own secret world, shared only with seabirds and the whispering surf. Cape Blanco is not for the hurried traveler. It is for the wanderer, the dreamer, the soul seeking space. The wind carries the wisdom of the sea. The cliffs hold stories in their silence, and the horizon invites you to simply be untethered, unbothered, unseen. Imagine a golden summer afternoon where the heat shimmers above the pavement and the sun hangs heavy in the Idaho sky. The air carries the scent of cottonwoods and wild grasses, and as you float beneath a canopy of green, it's easy to forget that you're in the heart of a capital city. This is Boise, Idaho's best-kept secret, where the urban and the wild walk side by side, and where adventure feels just as natural as stillness. Known as the City of Trees, Boise doesn't just earn its name, it lives it. The Boise River Greenbelt, a ribbon of life winding through the city, is a lush sanctuary filled with trails, wildlife, and the gentle hum of everyday wonder. Cyclists glide past under rustling leaves, families picnic in quiet meadows, and joggers trace the path of the river as it flows endlessly west. What makes Boise truly special is its ability to feel both familiar and surprising. It offers everything you'd expect from a vibrant city. Eclectic restaurants, buzzing coffee shops, art galleries, and music festivals. But it wraps it all in a warm, small-town embrace. There's a rhythm to life here that doesn't rush. Boise doesn't try to impress you with flash. It invites you to stay, to linger, to notice. To walk its trails, taste its flavors, greet its locals. To watch the sunrise over the foothills and the moonlight ripple across the river. In a world that often moves too fast, Boise offers something rare: balance. You don't have to choose between city and nature. You're always in both. So come find this quiet wonder tucked within the high desert. Come find Boise, not hidden in the way of secrecy, but in the way of subtle magic. Each year, as summer begins to whisper its final goodbyes, and the golden light of early September softened the edges of the day, the skies above Boise awaken with color. The spirit of Boise Balloon Classic is more than a festival. It is a dream, a floating symphony of silk and flame that transforms the city into something ethereal. Held in the heart of downtown's Ann Morrison Park, this beloved tradition paints the morning skies with dozens of hot air balloons, their bright shapes drifting gracefully above the tree-lined Boise River and the rising foothills beyond. In those quiet dawn hours, when the world is still rubbing the sleep from its eyes, you can feel it, that breathless hush, that shared sense of awe, as the first balloon inflates and slowly lifts into the awakening sky. Children run barefoot through dewy grass, faces turned upward, hands shielding eyes from the gentle morning sun. Laughter and camera shutters fill the air as the park turns into a field of wonder. For a moment, time forgets itself. The event is not just a spectacle, but a celebration of community, offering free access to all. Pilots and families gather from across the country, sharing stories and creating memories against the backdrop of Idaho's big western sky. There's a hush in the air where land meets sea in Puget Sound, a vast, glimmering inlet cradled by the western edge of Washington state. Salt water weaves its way through a maze of islands, peninsulas, and quiet harbors, wrapping cities and forests alike in its cool embrace. At first glance, it's the grand city of Seattle that catches your eye, its skyline rising proudly from the water's edge, ferry horns echoing across the bay like a gentle call to adventure. But Puget Sound is more than just a backdrop to urban life. It's a living, breathing tapestry of tide and time, a place where orcas glide through misty mornings, bald eagle lay silent arcs above towering cedars. This corner of the Pacific Northwest unfolds slowly, like pages in a beloved book. Ferry rides become meditations, each crossing a gentle passage through sky and sea. On board, passengers lean against the railings, watching distant snow-capped peaks flicker into view as gulls wheel overhead. Sunset hikes wind through moss-draped forests to secret overlooks where the horizon burns gold, then fades to lavender. The Sound is dotted with hidden gems. Coastal towns like Port Townsend, rich with maritime history and charm, or Tacoma, where industry and artistry coexist beneath a canopy of evergreens. But to truly feel the spirit of Puget Sound, one must drift further north, toward the San Juan Islands, scattered like emerald jewels in the glassy sea. Puget Sound is not flashy. It is a place of quiet majesty, where every ripple tells a story, and every breeze carries the scent of adventure. Situated on the edge of Puget Sound, Edmonds is a serene coastal town where tranquil tides meet a thriving artistic pulse. Ferries come and go with gentle regularity, while the distant Olympic Mountains stand in quiet majesty across the water. The marina, alive with the soft stir of sailboats and seabirds, sets a soothing backdrop for visitors and locals alike. Along the shoreline, pebbled beaches offer a retreat for thoughtful walks, impromptu driftwood sculptures, and moments of stillness as the salt air carries your thoughts. Life moves at a gentler pace in Edmonds. It doesn't demand attention but invites it. Those who pause to notice its subtle beauty often find themselves lingering longer than planned. Tucked within the lush folds of the Siuslaw National Forest, Cape Perpetua is a quiet revelation, a coastal sanctuary where the forest meets the sea in an ancient, untamed dance. Moss-laced branches form green archways above fern-covered trails, and the scent of salt and earth mingles in the mist. Covering more than 2,700 acres, this coastal headland is not only one of the highest points along the Oregon shoreline, it is a living canvas of natural contrasts, windswept cliffs, basalt ledges, churning coves, and still pools teeming with tidal life. Named in 1778 by Captain James Cook, who glimpsed the rugged cape on a March morning and christened it for St. Perpetua, the land remains just as wild, just as reverent. The Cape Perpetua Scenic Area offers quiet paths that lead to elemental wonders, water spouts hissing through volcanic rock, forested ridges with views that stretch endlessly into the blue, and tide pools where starfish and anemones color the cracks between worlds. The overlook, perched 800 feet above the surf, offers a vantage so wide it humbles the heart. On a clear day, the horizon unfurls like a scroll, the sea shimmering with stories too vast for words. Below, the coastline snakes southward in solemn beauty, waves unraveling upon the stones like whispered secrets. Down at the visitor center, nestled beside the trees, you'll find thoughtful exhibits and occasional talks that deepen your sense of place. Stories of marine life, geology, and the people who once gathered here to live by the rhythm of the tides. Cape Perpetua isn't loud in its beauty. It doesn't need to be. Its magic lies in its contrasts, in the stillness of the forest and the roar of the sea, in the hush of fog and the sudden drama of a crashing wave. It's a place that lingers long after you've gone, a hidden breath of the Pacific Northwest that waits patiently for those willing to wander just a little farther. Cradled gently between Oregon's rugged coast range and the blue hush of the Cascades, Willamette Valley unfurls like a painter's dream, all soft edges and shifting light. This region stands as one of the Pacific Northwest's most ecologically and agriculturally significant landscapes. A broad, fertile basin shaped by ancient floods, volcanic activity, and centuries of natural evolution. While Napa and Sonoma may steal the spotlight in wine circles, those who find their way here often whisper the same thing. This is where the soul of wine lives. The valley's topography is defined by gently rolling hills, expansive lowlands, and meandering waterways, with the Willamette River serving as its central artery. The river and its many tributaries sustain a vast network of farmlands, wetlands, and forested tracts, creating a patchwork of environments that support an abundance of flora and fauna. Oak savannas, Douglas fir stands, and riparian corridors coexist with cultivated vineyards and orchards, forming a landscape that is both scenic and highly productive. There's a rich story in this soil. Once roamed by the Kalapuya people and later explored by the famed Lewis and Clark expedition, Willamette Valley has long been a place of movement and meaning. These days, it's a haven for vintners, chefs, creatives, and anyone seeking a gentler rhythm. The valley itself is a living quilt, stitched with ribbon of vineyards, waves of grassland, and orchards heavy with pears, hazelnuts, and apples. In addition to its natural beauty, the Willamette Valley holds a strong agricultural identity, particularly noted for its viticulture. Its unique combination of climate, elevation, and soil diversity, especially the presence of ancient volcanic and marine sediment soils, has positioned it as one of the world's premier cool climate wine regions. From a geographic standpoint, the valley is more than just a scenic expanse. It is a dynamic, evolving ecosystem, shaped by natural forces and human stewardship. Its visual appeal, ecological diversity, and agricultural significance make it one of Oregon's most valuable and emblematic regions. Did you know that glaciers, like Margerie, can be over 100,000 years old, slowly carving their way through mountains and valleys? It's hard to fathom the passage of time when standing before such a timeless wonder. Deep within the icy embrace of Glacier Bay National Park, Alaska, Margerie Glacier unfurls like a living river of ancient blue. It is a sight that seems plucked from the dreams of the earth itself. A magnificent wall of ice, 250 feet tall at the waterline, stretching back miles into the misty mountains beyond. Margerie is more than just a glacier. It is a storyteller, its deep cracks and shimmering crevasses, whispering tales of centuries gone by. As you approach by boat, the air grows colder, sharper, carrying with it the creak and groan of the glacier's slow, inexorable journey toward the sea. Every so often, a thunderous crack breaks the silence, a chunk of ice calving into the bay with a roar, sending ripples across the still, silver water. To witness Margerie Glacier is to feel the heartbeat of a wilder, older world, untouched by time. What makes Margerie even more captivating is her resilience. Unlike many glaciers that retreat year after year, Margerie has remained remarkably stable, holding her ground against the slow warming of the world. She is a reminder of nature's fierce beauty and delicate balance, an eternal dance between ice, water, and sky. The glacier's face, sculpted by wind and weather, catches the shifting light in countless shades of blue and white, from the palest crystal to the deepest sapphire. To stand before Margerie Glacier, whether wrapped in mist or ablaze under a golden sun, is to touch something eternal. Who knew the Pacific Northwest was hiding so many jaw-dropping spots behind all that fog and flannel? From mossy forests to beaches you'll swear were plucked from a fantasy novel, this region really knows how to keep secrets. Good ones. So, next time you're in the mood for a little mystery with your mountain views, skip the usual tourist traps and go exploring where even your GPS might raise an eyebrow. Hidden places, weird vibes, and probably a few squirrels. What's not to love?